If you've been following Sphere Finance over the last few weeks, there's a lot of new developments and it's very confusing for your average DeFi crypto investor. And what I want to do in this video is try and break it down, explain liquid staking, and try to simplify everything that's happening in the Sphere ecosystem. So stay tuned and enjoy the video. Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Eric here and welcome back to the channel. I hope you guys are having a great day and are doing well. Sphere Finance is getting complicated for myself too, and I'm sure I'm not the only one out there. Price Time continues to make some great videos on Sphere, although they can be a bit confusing for your average DeFi investor. I'm going to try and kind of summarize and dumb it down to the simplest forms I know how to dumb it down in order to explain this to you. So bear with me as I do this, but if we take a look at the price of Sphere, sitting around 0.005 or right around half a cent, we're not seeing too much happen right now, but again, not really the point of this video. I am still holding my Sphere. I still have about $938 in there, so I'm down about $300. But nonetheless, let's get into the action. Let's talk about what Sphere Finance has been doing, and we are talking about liquid markets and the Sphere V3 token. Now, you've probably already heard all of this, but if we dumb it down and really go to the core principle of what VE Sphere is and what Sphere Finance is trying to do, we need to understand what liquid staking is. Now, liquid staking is basically what Sphere Finance is going to give you in terms of an option, because if we take a look at Price Time's video, we have a bunch of charts here. But if we go to this specific slide, and if you are an investor that doesn't necessarily want to lock their tokens forever and not have access to your money, well, you're probably going to want to choose this SP Sphere route as opposed to staking your Sphere into V Sphere for, I do believe it's 1 year, and then you'd get to vote on specific protocols. So if you are like me and you're probably just going to go the SP Sphere route, well, you need to know what liquid staking is. Now, liquid staking is super easy to understand. It's literally allowing you to stake your money twice and make even more money on your money. So if we just define liquid staking, it's the act of delegating your tokens to a service that stakes for you without losing access to your funds. Liquid staking allows you to access your funds even when you're staking them. The funds remain in escrow but are not locked and inaccessible as they would be with your traditional proof of stake staking. So this is where it gets a bit complicated, because if we take a look at Penrose, which is again an aggregator to Dystopia, when we get the pen token and I go here, as we can see, I have 146 pen token. I can decide to go ahead and stake this. And once I do, I don't get anything back for it. I'm just going to have my pen tokens staked into this Penrose platform, which is going to allow me to vote for a specific pool that I may want to vote for. Now, obviously, the votes that you're casting are going to have an effect on the yield of that specific pool, but you don't have access to your actual tokens. And in this case, you wouldn't have access to your Penrose tokens that you've locked. So as you can see, my 5,400 Penrose tokens that are locked into Penrose, I don't actually have access to them, and there is no way for me to go get them and retrieve that money out of this protocol. Now, the difference in liquid staking is if I decided to stake my pen tokens in Penrose, I would get a receipt token, or in this case, I would get an SP pen token, which I could then use to actually stake again or provide liquidity to a liquidity pool, thus earning even more money on this same position. Now, if we go on to Lido and we provide you guys with an example of how this actually works, if we go ahead and we look at Polygon, it is offering us a 6.3% APR. If we click stake now, it brings us to this, and we can go ahead and stake whatever amount of Matic that we want. Now, when you stake this, it actually is going to be giving you back this ST-Matic. As we can see here, we're going to be getting back about 29 ST-Matic, and that is because it is liquid staking. And it is providing us with a receipt token that we can then use to either convert back to Matic once we want to have access to our funds, or to provide into a liquidity pool, or to farm it in order to earn even more percentage than this 6.3%. Now, another example of this is Stater Labs. We can do the exact same thing here, but instead of ST-Matic, we can get Matic X, which is again very similar to ST-Matic. And if we go ahead and put 30 here, we're going to get about 29.13 Matic X as a receipt token. Then what we can do is we can go onto Balancer, we can go onto QuickSwap, MeshSwap, whichever one we want, and actually earn even more than what is offered just by staking your Matic. So let's say I wanted to just stake my Matic and call it a day. I would be getting 5.76% APY on this 30 Matic with my 29 Matic X. But if I wanted to go one step further, I could use then my Matic X that I have received for staking my Matic and go into Balancer and provide liquidity to this Matic X / Matic pool in order to get another 25% APY. So in total, I would be getting this 5.76 plus this 25 APY, which basically means I would be getting about 30% APY on this position, as opposed to just normally staking it for about 5-6%. So that is exactly what Sphere Finance is building out. They are trying to make this as simple as possible for people who either just want to have access to their funds, or the second option, the people who want to have more control and more governance and more voting power and specific decision making within the Sphere ecosystem. So again, if we take a look at this Medium article, we're talking about SP Sphere, which is essentially that liquid staking. For staking your Sphere, you're going to be getting back SP Sphere, but you're not going to have any voting rights, because all of those voting rights are going to go to VE Sphere holders, and those people are going to be able to take your votes and decide where the governance is going within the Sphere protocol. Now, on the flip side of things, if you are okay by locking your money for a certain amount of time, you can go ahead and stake your Sphere for Sphere, and in this case you are going to have the voting power that we have currently on Penrose. But again, this is going to be for Sphere's ecosystem. So imagine you're doing this for Sphere. So you have the Sphere token, you go in here, you stake it, you get Sphere, which is basically the votes you get, and then you have the different protocols that Sphere is incubating, and you'd be able to vote for which protocol you want to send your votes to in order to incentivize that said protocol and earn more fees on that specific portion of Sphere's ecosystem. So I hope this makes a bit of sense. If we take a look at this final picture here, this is kind of where everything falls into place with VE Sphere, and where SP Sphere also comes into play, because we're going to see that people are able to stake Sphere for VE Sphere, or basically stake Sphere for SP Sphere. And then people who have VE Sphere are going to be able to earn revenues from all of the Sphere ecosystem projects. And of course, if you have the SP Sphere token, you're not going to have governance over these protocols, but you are still going to be able to generate revenues from them, because you are giving your governance to people who hold VE Sphere while still having access to your funds if you decide to redeem your SP Sphere for the Sphere token. So I hope this makes sense. I'm not going to drag this on too much longer because it is complicated, but if you have any questions and you're not too sure how liquid staking works and what's the point of it, then definitely join the Discord. There is going to be a link in the description below. Also, have a look at all of the Sphere videos that Price Time is making. They are great. Try and dissect them break by break, and also go and read all of the Medium articles that are coming out for Sphere and ask questions if you have any. So with all of that being said, I hope I kind of made it a bit easier for you guys to understand. If I did, make sure you smash the like button so other people can understand how this is all going to work. But with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace.